It is indeed a pleasure and an honor for us to welcome at this time Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, JC, and thanks to all of you. Thank you all very much. You know, I wanted to come here personally tonight to applaud and honor the angels in adoption that are being recognized. And of course, I'm very proud of all the angels who hail from the great state of New York. This has been such an important effort now for 10 years. And there are many people who are responsible for not only this event, but for keeping adoption at the forefront of our nation's agenda. I want to thank someone who I believe truly, without her, we would not be here tonight. That is my friend and our great champion, Senator Mary Landrieu. You know, Senator Landrieu and the coalition that has come together on a bipartisan basis to promote adoption has never wavered in a commitment to doing all we can to support adoption and to make it an alternative that is more widely available and affordable. There are so many people who have been part of this movement for a number of years, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your work that we did together some years ago on behalf of the Foster Care Independence Act. The first federal legislation to recognize the needs of young people aging out of foster care. And I know there are a number of former foster children who, through the grace of God and the support of caring people, have come forward and now stand as strong advocates on behalf of reform in the foster care system and who are committed to giving back to children who find themselves in a position that they know all too well. I know some of these young people because I have been fortunate to have them intern in my office and to work with me. I saw one of them, Jelani Freeman over there, who's now at Howard Law School, and I'm so proud of him. And I want to thank so many of you as well for working with us on behalf of the Adoption and Safe Families Act, which has more than doubled the number of children adopted out of foster care throughout our country. You know, I wrote a book some years ago called It Takes a Village, and I have a chapter in there that every child needs a champion. I think that's true for all of our children, but it's especially true for those children who, for whatever combination of reasons, are not able to stay in their own families, and they become our children. When they enter the foster care system, when they're taken care of by public institutions, they are our sons and our daughters, and we owe a special responsibility to them. We also have seen the extraordinary growth in the adoption of children from other countries, and we've had to work to make sure that the way that it was done and the processes and procedures followed were appropriate. but I have seen the joy in the faces of adoptive parents and their children as they pursue the joy and the chance to welcome a child into their home. So we need to do more work. I want to ask for your help to improve our adoption and foster care system further, and to make sure that international adoption is absolutely in line with the right rules that are consistent with the best interests of our children. And I also want your help in working to afford family members, grandparents, aunts and uncles and other relatives to have the opportunity to serve as foster parents for children who are related to them, and to have support from our welfare system to do so. Olympia Snowe and I have worked for a number of years on the Kinship Family Care Act in the Senate. It was just passed out of the Finance Committee. It does remove those barriers. I've always believed that if a grandmother or father or an aunt or an uncle or an older sibling can take care of a child by being given a little bit of help, it is so much better than taking that child away. I recently met a young woman who, at the age of 13, became the parent of her 7 younger siblings. And I talked with her for about a half an hour as she related to me the struggles that she and her family faced, how difficult it was. Now, we almost can't imagine a 13-year-old taking care of 7 children. And they obviously were determined to stay together, and they did. But they did it through subterfuge and avoiding being broken up. I want to do everything I can to keep families together, and where that is not possible, to free up children as soon as we are able so they can have a permanent and loving home. I know that Senator Landrieu will agree with me. It is critical that Congress reauthorize the Adoption Incentive Fund before it expires. And when we do so, I would like to see it include support for kinship families as well. There are many reasons why people become or are designated as angels in adoption. And later this evening, a number of individuals and organizations will be singled out. Later on in the program, I'm very proud that a company that is headquartered in my state will be recognized for the work that it has done on behalf of promoting adoption. And I'm very proud of my angel in adoption, Janine Castagna, who has been a great champion and advocate for adoption from her role as a lawyer. But I want to thank all of you who are truly angels in adoption. Those of you who are adoptive parents and grandparents, those of you who have been on the front lines to reform our systems so that they work better for children who need our help. We are lucky to have angels like all of you with us here on this earth. But the luckiest of all are the children whom you have embraced and whom you care for every day. We need more angels. We need a better system to support adoptive families and children who need permanent, loving family settings. And we need more angels. So I hope that you will spread the word that there is much for us to do. We have made some progress. We have a long way to go. 500,000 children are in our foster care system as we speak tonight. 48 million children at least are orphaned around the world. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and I hope that together we will see more and more children being given the wings and the roots they need to become all that God meant for them to become. Thank you all very much.